You need my details. Yes, of course. So my first name is Jane, spelt Jane, and my surname is Anderton. That's Anderton. It's spelt with a T, not an S. Got it? Okay. And my email address is jane271@hotmail.com.
Passengers for the next departure to Liverpool via Stoke-on-Trent should make their way to platform 2. This train will leave at 15:36. The 15:42 service to Manchester will depart from platform 4. That's platform 2 for Liverpool via Stoke-on-Trent and platform 4 for Manchester.
I'm off, Mum. Bye.
Wait a second. Have you got your packed lunch?
Yeah.
And don't forget what's happening this afternoon. I'm picking you up outside the school and we're going to see Grandad.
Is he still in hospital?
Yes, but we're going to take him home. He's feeling much better now.
Okay. Can we go for a pizza before the hospital, please?
Yes, of course, but don't forget to be at the gates at 4 o'clock, okay?
Looks very nice, doesn't it? There's a lot of fish on the menu. What are you going to have?
I think this seafood dish looks very nice, but it's for 2. Will you be okay with it?
Well, I can eat fish. It's just shellfish I can't eat. It brings me out in a rash. Perhaps we can ask the waiter to leave out the shellfish.
I bought this shirt for my husband here last week, but it didn't fit. Can I get a refund?
Let's see. Can I see the receipt?
Oh, I think I've lost it. But it's in the original packaging, and this is the bag.
That's fine, but without a receipt we can't provide a refund, only an exchange.
Oh, I see. I suppose I'll have to get a different size then.
That's a good point. I just wish you'd come to me before going to the director. I could have easily sorted it out.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. She asked me how work was going, and it just came out without thinking. Also, because Dave wasn't there, it was a good opportunity to complain about his behaviour. I mean, he's always late, and he often avoids doing any work.
Okay, well, next time let me know first, okay? I'll keep an eye on Dave.
Turn left ahead.
Right or left?
Left. Oh, hang on. The map's upside down. Yeah, we should have turned right.
Oh, we're going to miss the start.
Don't worry, I can see the church from here.
I told you we should have brought the GPS.
We don't need it. We'll be fine. They won't start without one of the bridesmaids, will they?
Now, come and have a look at my pictures. This first one's my favourite. She's called Sally, the sheep that won first prize in the show last year. I think there were over 100 entered in the competition, and mine won. Isn't she beautiful?
I was looking at the books on cookery, but I couldn't find what I wanted, so I thought I'd come and ask.
I see. What are you looking for?
I'd like to learn more about Thai food and drink, including the culture and how it's served.
I don't think we have a separate section for that. It should be in the Asian food and drink department.
So what did you think?
Well, obviously, the costumes were amazing, as expected, but I'm not sure about the actors.
Yes, I know what you mean. Nobody really stood out, did they? I mean, you expect amazing special effects on these big-budget films, and I agree with you about the costumes. I also thought it had a good story.
Did you? I found it quite boring, actually. I don't think I'll be recommending it to anyone.
Seems to be the problem.
It's to do with my hair. Could you have a look at it, please? I think I've got an infection or something. It's itching all the time.
I see. Let's have a look. Could you come and sit down over here, please?
The cold weather is affecting traffic across much of the capital this morning, with ice and even snow on the roads in some areas. There are the typical rush hour delays in the city centre, and we're just getting reports of an incident on the A42 where an overturned lorry is causing serious delays to traffic in both directions. The police are diverting traffic onto other roads, which is affecting several main roads south of the city centre. So please allow extra time for your journey if you're in the area.
I think they find it difficult to relax after a game, especially if they're sitting in groups with their friends. So If they're doing a writing exercise, once I've given them the instruction, I usually put on a little classical music to help them relax. They've often told me that it helps them to concentrate.
Look, don't worry, we don't need to run, okay? We're nearly there and we are only 10 minutes late. I don't think the bus is going to leave without us. And even if it does, we can always go back to town and get a taxi. I think the pickup point is just round this corner, isn't it?
What about flowers? She always likes them.
Oh no, you always get her flowers. This is her 60th birthday. We need to buy something special. What about a nice book on her hobby, gardening?
Not a bad idea, but it's not really special either, is it? Why don't we get her a voucher for that beauty salon she likes?
I know. Oh, why don't we get her both the book and the voucher?
Yeah, that'll keep her happy.
Okay, I'm just going to ask you some questions about your general health. First of all, do you smoke?
I'm afraid so, but not too many. Usually about 9 or 10 a day.
Thank you. And how long have you been smoking for?
About 20 years now.
Well, he's always been good at drawing, and he actually got an A grade in fine art, so that was always his first choice, really. It's just not very practical. We wanted him to go for either engineering or graphic design. He didn't really fancy graphic design, but he did start looking at engineering courses at several universities, and even one on architectural engineering that looked quite useful. Then, of course, his girlfriend was offered a place at Oxford University, and, well, the two of them wanted to stay together, so he went back to his first love. I think he's regretting it a bit now and wishes he'd done something more vocational.
We are sorry to announce that the 16:35 train to London King's Cross has been delayed and will now depart at 17:35. This is due to the late arrival of the 16:20 service from Leeds. Please note that as a result, the 17:05 service to London King's Cross has been cancelled. Passengers for both these trains should board the 17:35 departure. All tickets will be valid on this service. Once again, British Rail apologises for any inconvenience caused.
What shall we do tomorrow?
I was thinking it might be nice to go and check out the street market in town. Apparently they've got some nice food there. Or if it brightens up later, we could go to the park. Mark and Sue are planning a picnic.
Oh, that sounds nice. But I'd rather avoid Sue at the moment. She's always complaining about work.
Well, we could just stay at home if you like.
I'd rather do that than go to the market. But we do need something to take to the dinner party tomorrow night.
And there might be some nice craft stores there. Go on, it'll be fun.
Okay, let's give it a try.
Well, I began planning my trip using one of those guidebooks. They're quite good, but often the information goes out of date pretty quickly, so they need updating regularly. Then there are the official websites, official tourist websites and so on. But these are often designed to sell the locations to you, so that they're no good. I actually ended up making more use of the travel blogs I found. You can see how recently they've been updated, read other blogs by the writers, and even email them, although they don't always respond.
Could you describe the man you saw, please, madam?
Yes, of course. He was quite tall, about the same height as you. His hair was very short, and it might have been blonde, but that was difficult to tell because of the length. He was wearing a blue jacket and jeans. It was only when he started running away that I noticed he had my bag in his hand, and then it was too late.
Okay, students, quiet please. Now, listen, I'm going to give you all your individual passwords. It's important that you don't forget them, so I want you to write it down and tape it onto your computer so you don't lose it. Okay? You can put it near the screen or the keyboard, wherever you want, but make sure it doesn't fall off. What I love about it is the challenge of seeing how many rare species you can see,
Yeah, but that can get a bit like train spotting, can't it? For me, it's more like biology, botany, something like that, learning the behaviour and the calls, until they fly off, that is.
Yeah, and it's always a good way to get out of the house at the weekend and go for a walk in the fresh air.
That's a good point, when the weather permits, of course.
So, after 42 novels, what keeps you going? Where do you get your ideas from?
Anywhere, really. The TV, news stories, even ideas from friends. But the idea is only the beginning. I give up a lot of ideas at the planning stage. Once I've got the basic storyline, I'll usually know if it's going to be any good or not.
And if it is, what then?
Then I start developing the characters and doing the research. These things are also important, of course, but I think it's the plot that will make or break it.
Okay, that was Beyonce with If I Were a Boy. Now, remember, if you'd like to win tickets to see Beyonce in London in June, remember to send in your answers to the following question. What's the question, Keith?
The question is Beyonce a boy? Just text boy yes or boy no to 84991. That's 84991 for a chance to win tickets to see Beyonce in June. Texts cost 20p with standard network providers. Shouldn't be too difficult, should it?
Well, someone always gets it wrong. Anyway, you can find all the details, terms and conditions of the competition by visiting our website, radioviz.com.